have a new idea, have a proposal for my life. And I think it's pretty wild and weird because I don't think the person I was just trying to explain it to gets it. I don't think I was able to get through. So
So, so, so I will try to explain it on a Twitch stream. And we'll see if I record it talking to myself. We'll see if I can understand uh, what I'm proposing. And what I'm proposing. Oh, I'm filling up my. I always want to call it my atomizer or my vaporizer. I don't know what these things are. That's what getting old looks like. Just, I don't care. I call it whatever makes sense to me. The words I'm using have a long history. I don't care what it's sold by in the store. Oh, yeah. Hi, I'm Twitch streaming in my house, which is a home studio. And this is at least the second one of the day. This is the second one of the day. So I just started streaming 2 weeks ago. And multiple thoughts coming at the same time. That's one of the things I do is I talk through like trying to avoid saying ADHD as much as I do. If this is the first time you're seeing this, you don't know that I say ADHD a lot, but it's a mouthful and I don't like saying it when I think some people say spicy brained. I kind of don't like that either because I think that we're fine and normal. I know there's solidarity involved around languages, like terminology, vocabulary. Uh, I think it's normal to have multiple mental impulses at the same time that you can't do all at the same time. You think faster than you do. Isn't that the way it should be? Um, so, like I said, I think we're normal. I think we're trying to live, whatever. I mean, this is why I truly think everybody's got it. It's like, oh, ADHD. And I'm just like, oh, you mean the thing that everyone has because it's systemic. So I document ADHD for sure. Wait, I thought you just said there is no ADHD. Well, I'm not. Well, I'm not consistent. I'm not consistent. I'm an artist, not a scientist. New merch. It's like the Dr. McCoy, meme, but it'll be me, and I'm an artist, not and then it can just be everything after that. Damn it, Jim. Damn it, Joanna. I'm an artist, not a doctor. Damn it, Joanna. I'm an artist, not a college graduate. I'm just seeing if it fits for everything. Let me know in the chat. Ah, I should just start acting like I have a thriving community. Why am I moving the chair that is less comfortable? Because sometimes I think variety in my seating will help my back problems. So instead of pulling this one that's the closest and that is comfy, I was going to pull a hard chair, but let's just be for variety, because I think variety. Are you repeating yourself a little bit? Mm. Pain. We're gonna get ice. We're gonna get ice. I just had a weird thought of like, can I write something that I wouldn't share with the world while I'm plugged into a stream? Yes, I can. That's the complexity of thought. What I am proposing is this. I've joked that everything is my art, and I was just having a conversation in which my friend was saying that, oh, all these people are doing videos and reels and TikToks and making money. So this is a space that people are living in and working in. But because of capitalism, greed, corporate stuff, I've never seen. So what I'm now trying to become is a video artist in this space. What do I mean by that? Well, this is why it's a two-pronged proposal. One prong, I would just go straight to the psych people and say, I'm not aware of anyone documenting their life in the way that I am willing to do. Um, Lots of people do it in small doses, but I don't believe anyone's ever sort of committed to putting their life online as much as possible without performance to the extent that I can, without monetization, without whatever that stuff is like SEO, any of that. Um, so, yes, it's psychology research and it's art. The art is tune into this stream. It's available most of the time. If he's home, he's got it going. And to be true to my promise, I'm broadcasting my thoughts to the fullest extent possible. It's streams of consciousness on the channel Humanism. Uh, at twitch.tv/HUMANISSOME, and also at www.humanisso.me. Not yet. I haven't. I know this Twitch is going out live. I haven't done that yet, but I could do it while I'm twitching. That's the beauty of what I've unlocked in the last few days. Is that I can do twitching in the background with zero, what's the word? Self-consciousness. And sometimes run into other problems, which since I turned the phone, you can't see. That's okay. When things are a little difficult, slow down, think, figure out what it is that you want, and if it's possible. Instead of thinking that you're on some sort of timer that you have to like you have an audience. I guess one of is that part of the promotion for this channel? I almost feel like I've said this before. This all started with me. All started. I was born. Here's my birth date. Here's my mother's maiden name. Here's my PIN number. Oh, I am going to be able to solve the very minor problem that I'm currently spending a lot of time on. That's what I'm trying to say. That even when I had the time, I mean, now I could say, I should be at work. This isn't profitable. I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm saying, like, not doing a good job based on irrational, made up fears has been the norm for the majority of my life. So I just spent, and this is another reason why I started recording. No, no, no. This is another benefit from recording everything, is that if I really wanted to know, I could look it up and I would know the difference between my perception of time and the actual amount of time it took. So I guess it's good that I was off camera. I always say I hope that the microphone is hooked up and there's a way for me to check that when I have access to my computer. Oh, my tummy doesn't feel good. I haven't had enough for lunch, but I'm getting a food delivery in a little bit. A grocery delivery, I should say. I'm not getting food that's ready. Excuse me. I don't, like I said, I don't feel great. TWITHTV/HUMANISSOME. All these things could be clips, you know? You just could be clips, you know? You just could be clips, you know? You just could be clips, you know? So I would think a lot of normal people would feel super self-conscious about what I just did, or all that I'm doing. Hearing your voice, just all of it, seeing, being seen. Although it's always theoretical. Maybe that's part of the key. Part of this project is figuring out what this project is. I'm going to take a bathroom break. I wish I could learn. If I could play you music, that would be so cool. But I don't think that's possible. I'm going to turn it to the, I almost said ocean. And I think I'm going to believe that I've gotten good enough at this that I don't have to go check it. Whatever it's pointed at is where it's going to be for the next several minutes. Battery fully charged. And I'm going to be right back. I'm back. I hope. I'm going to. That coughing was intentional. It was like a sound check. I'm going to. Oh, yeah, maybe I'll do a sound check. Or should I trust it? I'll do a sound check. I say I don't care, but I care, and that's one of the things that this project is about, is figuring out what it's about. Yeah, true, exactly. What do you do when a new thought hits you uh, while you're thinking of six other things or trying to manage it? Well, if you take the right chemicals, you won't. It won't happen to you. This mistaken behavior. If you take the right mistaken behavior. If you take the right drugs that, this is a commercial for, don't feel that way. But if it happens to you if you're like you're me, if you're me, if I'm like, you're like, if you're like me, that's a thing they say in advertising, right? If you're like me, you're over 50, have zero savings. Um, why not say the word? You have crippling back pain, and come on, what's the joke? There is no joke. It's too sad. No, no, no. There has to be a line that's like, and if you're like me, da, 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 you have this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and you're looking for life insurance. Eh, it's not jokey enough because that's too plausible. If you have a new thought, if you're like me and you have a new thought while you're in the midst of all the other shit that you're trying to do, how do you handle it? Well, if you're on Blipronol, you'll never have that experience again. No new thoughts with Blipronol. Ask for it by ringtone. And then you download the ringtone and you take it in and like in the shop, and then you get your drugs. And because this is the first medical treatment that is a subscription app. It's probably not. Sadly, it is probably not the first medical treatment that is a subscription app. Does that upset me? I think it does. Sometimes thoughts hit and they're like, that came and went fast. Was that serious? Oh my God, like my mom I just had a visit with my mom and it went pretty well. And after we saw her brother, I was like, oh God, I think she's having an emotional moment because he's not in good condition. But at the same time, like she didn't say anything about it. And if you're thinking, well, that was my opportunity to say something about it. If you're thinking that, then you're a negative voice inside Rob's head that doesn't understand fully the circumstances, but you're open to emotional progress in the future. This was the first day that you even felt able to see her, in my mind, like since New Year's. So you don't start off, you don't answer the phone from the prodigal son with, "Why don't I ever see you?" And she didn't because she's got dementia. And it's the best thing that ever happened to our relationship. She was sweet, nice, happy to see me. So was my uncle in the brief amount of time that I saw him because he's really not doing well, but he's at home with care. So that was good to know. In the very unlikely event that I have new followers, that that is your idea of welcome. You get like slobbered on. That's not slobber. So, what's the deal with multiple streams per day? Well, if the wallets of Amazon, Bezos, and I don't know. See, the thing is, anyway, if Amazon and Google, because these end up on YouTube, and I don't know what I'm going to do next, but if Amazon and Google let me, I'll stream uh, every moment that I can. However, this is a good moment for me to say I'm only using these people for their free disk space, and if I do people even talk that way? They say server space, Rob. And so I've changed a little bit. I'm taking the viewer into account a little bit more because I'm growing and evolving. My original thought was I can only I can only cough on camera if I act like nobody's watching, and that's a defense against the disappointment that nobody's watching. And why would anybody? I mean, like I can only put. How could I put this on camera if I thought people were watching? And I think that's a question that probably everyone know who knows me IRL might ask. Because this could be played at a hearing to put me into an institution. Well, guess what? I've actually already thought about that, and I was like, my problem is rent and food, and so I don't think I'd have a problem with being in an institution if only there were such things. But I don't think you can go petition a judge and say, rather than this guy belongs in an institution, throw this man on the street today. He's clearly crazy. He belongs on the street. I don't think that. I mean, the United States might be terrible, but I don't think we're at that stage where you can just go testify against people. Throw them out on the street now. Why? I want their house. It's blocking my view. Uh, I was about to explain what I was doing because is what a self-conscious that's drilled into me, but just keep up, right? Suddenly I'm naked. I decided, oh, I've already decided a while back I'm not going to stream myself in the bathroom, even though I had a debate about it. Because I was like, part of your values, Rob, are you're not ashamed of the body. But but then yes, I had an answer, which is well, a couple answers. It takes two lies. Fine, I'm streaming you during my colonoscopy. What? It's like that's why I should because the human body is like this joke that that for some reason USians are like, ooh, that person has an asshole, and he showed it on TV. This isn't OnlyFans. The only thing keeping me from going spread eagle is fear of being thrown off Bezos' airwaves. No, I know, not airwaves. It's Tim Berners-Lee's internet. It's Bezos's server and software that I'm using. I would stream on the Fediverse. I would prefer to stream on the Fediverse. Isn't it funny? When you let your wild thoughts roam, Rob, they come back. And what fucks you up more than Philip Larkin's poem is correcting yourself, hating yourself, getting in the way of functioning. That's what messes things up. So I don't think I need to be in a hearing for my mental health, and I'm not ready for a hearing uh, of foreclosure or bankruptcy or failure to pay. I am excited, and you can probably detect that. One reason I'm excited is I just got through doing something that I had been dreading for a long time, and it went as well as expected. No, that's an expression. That's not your own thought. Better than expected, or as well as could be expected, or it just went positively. So that feels good. And then, kind of after that experience, so that alone has made me a little hyper, a little elated. Bipolar is part of my definition. Diagnosis. Why not call it my definition? I got excited because this morning I talked about valuing myself. I'm going to try opening this. Winds are supposedly high. I'm going to try both directions. I don't even know if you can see me. Because, so I've been joking, sometimes jokes, maybe that's how. I was really wondering, like, do winds come in from one direction and go out in the other? Because it seems worse, the opposite, than this morning. So I can go over here and check the I can go over here and check the weather and see if the wind direction changed. And sneak in a sound check. 14 miles per hour from the northeast. Is that now, or did it not update? It did not update. The update is 15 miles per hour from the east. So this morning, east. This morning it was coming from that way, through here too fast, but I opened up that door and it was better. Now that it's coming from this way, probably both are equal, or even that one might be more because of there's a building, so it would hit. I don't know the way wind works, but if it works anything like water or light, it would let in more now, and that's what it felt like. To answer what you're thinking, the crazy thing would be if I thought the crazy stuff happens when, oh, he's taking a long pause. He doesn't believe it. He doesn't know what he's going to say. I don't know what I'm going to say. because it's an unrehearsed thought. But to me, like, what would be crazy? Or and also you pause because you don't like the word crazy. Why do you even want to entertain the idea that you're crazy? Because it's good. Remember, this is a hearing. This is a competency hearing. I know, but I already told you I'm willing to live in a facility. It sounds wonderful. Oh, that's why they don't make, that's why we don't have good services, because everyone would, okay, yeah. And then he just stares at a cable in his hand because he's remembering where he wants to keep it because he made his decision earlier. New decisions take multiple times to become habit. This is the micro B. I used it for this, and so you decided that you wanted to keep it in, well, just what's the pressure? Leave it out. You'll remember. You almost always do. The only time that you have dysfunction, hmm, let me give you a hand. You didn't mean to say only. I know. You are trying to change your programming, and that is what that feels like. It's not, it's not, I don't know what, overcorrective disorder, or I should just start making up disorders, saying that I have them. It's not, the trick is you think I'm in the middle of saying a sentence, and my mind has decided that topic is done. Kitchen. Well, you know what you were doing. You were justifying what you're streaming. You're justifying yourself, and that's why you got all taciturn. I was watching the stream. First, he was garrulous. Then, suddenly, out of nowhere, taciturn. Yeah, for seconds. Like it went on. He acted like he didn't even know he was on the TV, the internet. All right, Rob. That is not what this show is about. I'm having fun. Like I said, I'm a little bit high, happy, elated. I don't think, I don't know if I'm chemically high, artificially chemically high. I am definitely feeling the achievement just from seeing my mom. This is her monogram. It's got stains on it, but I still use it in the powder room. I don't have a powder room. I have one working bathroom to rule them all at the moment. So the secret is if I'm not going to take Blorbital, the mint, my whole demeanor changed when I went down the hall because the ambient sounds changed. And because I was talking, I became much more self conscious. I guess that probably means I'm speaking loudly or louder than I need to be. But then if I don't, I feel like I'm whispering or I'm doing a breathy voice like a character in one of the audiobooks I listen to. But that's just because this is my audiobook. Real. No, it's not a real. Real. Oh, real. Real is a term used in auditions. Audition reel. Audiobook audition reel. Uh, all those big companies, all I have to do is calm down, and then they won't put me away in an institution with 3 meals a day and no rent. Like, don't you get it? If there were insane asylums or what, or if jails were like nice, everyone would be getting in them. That would be a wonderful story to write. So the reason that prison conditions and the reason that the prisons suck, or no, come on, don't be lazy. Okay, sometimes, sometimes I can be a little bit of a dom to myself and it's okay. Usually I don't like it because I see it as related to self-worth. But that was like, come on, be smart or whatever I just said. Because I don't want to use, can I remember? All of this is a memory test. Trump thought he was good for remembering blood sugar sex magic. Where'd you pull that out of? The 90s, I think. I think it's a Red Heart. It's a Red Heart Chili Fart album. Or maybe I am high, and so what? It's better than being low. I already told you I was high. The issue was on what? Did you decide what to do with this cord yet? The options are to go in here or. So, what I'm trying to do is figure out how to just live my life and deal with all this stuff. I am. I'm still being as loopy and iconic, eccentric, enigmatic, and unique as ever, but I'm reintroducing the knowledge that I'm talking to people. And the reason I'm doing that is that the other was artificial. I was saying the only way to be myself is to put everyone else in the world out of my mind. And now I'm saying I don't think so. I think that it is negotiable. So the reason I didn't immediately think of where I wanted to put this, the reason I didn't immediately think of where I wanted to put this is that it wasn't in sight. Out of sight, out of mind. That is true. So now I'm going to have the mini and the micro be in the same bag. The micro, because this is the only thing that I use regularly that takes it. The mini, because it's just easy to remember that the mini is with the micro. They're not a plug that I need as much as I need USB-C. Okay, so back to my defense, Your Honor. Everything that I'm doing right now is, batshit insane. I am aware of that. That's why I'm calling myself either the subject of a psychological data, research project. Um, what the heck? I'll say underwritten by Princeton. I don't really think Princeton is that hip, but it's where I went, so maybe they would, maybe they would go for it. Otherwise, it'd be like underwritten by. Sometimes I forget. Okay, this is frayed. Some towels only recently moved from regular to workshop. So a smart thing to do would actually be to cut them so that yeah, but you don't know how to sew, and when you cut them, they unravel. So you need to learn how to process that. And that is not the first time I've had that conversation with myself. It's definitely the first time I've ever done it out loud on camera. But this is how I make decisions. This this is for the bathroom. These are this is for the kitchen. These are workshop towels. As I said, these I just didn't make enough piles. These decisions are not normally spoken aloud. But to be fair, but based on the amount of my house that you've seen, you can probably imagine these decisions are rarely made um, smoothly. So I'm just turning my whole life into this is the art. Sometimes I make art, sometimes I do this. I promise I'll turn it off when I feel I need to. I'll stop the moment I don't enjoy it. The whole purpose of what I'm doing is being present. These three are strays, clean, dirty, clean. Okay, we're going to put these things away. So what I was starting to say is bathroom, bathroom, bathroom. What would be crazy, it would be if I thought that I deserved a big audience. Or, whoops, I did something wrong, but I can fix it when I'm not live. Yeah, but it's something I just learned a new thing about my tripod, so try to make a mental note to remember. So I'm always, I'm open to learning new things. I would like for the word always to be correct, that I'm always open to learning new things, but I try not to use the word always any more than I have to. Like when someone's holding a glom to my head. There are certain words I don't need to say, even in joking. I don't like gloms. I don't like weapons. I don't like violence. I learned where the word violence comes from the other day, and it surprised me because I think it just means strength, which is wild because obviously I thought it meant unfair like use of power against, to harm. Why do I think that's interesting? I just do. It's like violence is the generic term. Okay, I'm going to try to remember how this thing gets fixed. I made a mental note there. Okay. There are two ways to pivot the tripod. One unscrews it, and one is the way that they would prefer I do it. Because I know they're fans. I know they watch my streams. So yeah, kitchen. Oh, this is all kitchen, and then this could be kitchen. This could be work, and that's kitchen. Separating towels is not so easy all the time. Plus, I'm trying to find a new place to keep these because this entire studio practice is new. Right. So the number one reason, if I need to, I think I'm screaming. I don't like. I'm gonna change the. I'm gonna change the. I'm sorry if I was screaming before. I think I was. The headphones were on a bizarre. They're not bizarre. They're three settings, and you behave differently on each of them. You turned it on because you hate the beeping. Just to catch you up, I don't know the names for the settings, but it's like there's pass through where I hear the sounds. There's like, and then there seem to be two levels of auto cancel. I don't know, but I don't know if I'm using all the right terms. Point is that affects my equilibrium, that affects how loud I talk, whether or not I can hear beep, 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 which I have a prejudice against. I don't like the beep, beep, beep. Okay, so to deal with rags in the studio, I need two buckets, one or bins, one clean, one dirty. Yeah, okay. But I don't have to run go do that right now, Your Honor. I'm not manic. That's what a manic person would do. No, a manic person would jump ahead to the next thought, just like you just did. Well, all I know is one way disturbed me more, and this way feels more like I'm in control. So if I have a say in it, I say, yes, I am crazy. Please give me 3 meals a day. Wait, was that not the option? No, we've moved on to the throw you in the ditch system. Oh, well, in that case, I'm not crazy. Perfectly fine. Broken clouds, 23 degrees, 24 degrees. Feels like 25. It is currently 440. If this is to be believed, in the next 20 minutes, it's going to go down 2 degrees. 2 hours later, go down 1 degree. By that point, it's 8 o'clock, 20 degrees. This has been the timeanddate.com weather for my location. So it's not that I never believed the diagnoses that I got. And I did take medication. I did. And I think part of the deal is, I don't know, we're just not used to. Oh, because this is, I wouldn't normally show this, and I would normally repress it or take medication, and I would remain repressed. But on a previous stream, what I'm developing, I'm processing all this crap. Let's take a break. Part of my therapy is word therapy. I don't like people saying that their stuff is crap or shit. Yes, including me. It's like, oh, it's allowed because if I insult, it gives, if I insult my shit, if I have too much shit, then it preemptively, prevents criticism from someone. Why do you have that? Because, well, I've already said it's shit. I don't know. I need to, I'm lazy. I need to go through it. That's the new white people national anthem. I don't know if you know it. Everything I just said, I can't sing. I don't know the tune, but that's it. What does he mean by that? I speak for white people sometimes. I don't speak for white people, but I speak of white people sometimes because they're the people I know best. Or, or he, you can't know a people. Yeah, chill out. Well, it's just like white people are the last people that can be made fun of. That's totally not what's happening. I speak of white people because I'm one of those who grew up with, you know what? I was going to describe how I didn't grow up around, you know, like whatever percent of Americans, I could count that my number of black friends on one hand. And supposedly some huge chunk, like 40%, don't have any. I don't know if that's, well, they don't have a passport either. So, passport. Start a Ko-Fi for my specific passport. It would make more sense because the wind's going to blow it out. See, telling myself to shut up only works if it's done truly affectionately. Sometimes uh, jokey things like my crap and my shit, I don't think it's, I think it's harmful, hurtful, and harmful. What do I want to do? I want to find out what would my address be in state.gov because the United States owns the internet. You don't have to put US. Um, it's just that one thing. We could have been a peer. We could have been a good global citizen and made it so that every it would be state.us.gov so that every country was treated equally fairly, and we did not. We we from the very beginning were like, well, we're the default, right? Whitemen.com, and that's what we did. And that's the way the internet is, and so I try when I post on forums, especially since I joined Mastodon, which has a large non-US presence, or my following might. I just, I put I'm learning Celsius. I have learned Celsius. I've learned Celsius. I have not learned really to easily understand meters, but I always put centimeters in my measurements. To a US centered person, I was just about to make the statement. There's always decimal points in centimeters. Well, maybe because I'm like, I want to put it in millimeters or whatever. Yeah, but if I lived in a metric country, the sizes of things would be different. So maybe there wouldn't be so many decimal points, and there would be decimal points going the other way. You mean like 11 and 7/8 inches? No, I mean like 11 and 13/16 inches. You read the wrong little notch on the gauge. Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, that makes sense. Those measurements make sense. So, what I hold to be true is that if this hearing is about my well-being, and if I feel good, what does it matter? I can't believe when you go to state.gov, there isn't a big, like, passport isn't one of the first things that you see. I feel like that's the main reason that a regular citizen would do it. So I'm going to think like a Democrat and think like a technocrat and write passport.gov. Damn. I love I love it when that happens if there's a I just love when I can guess. It's not just the internet. When I was in college, I phoned in an order of flowers to my grandmother, and at the end of the order, I don't know. It must have been her birthday or Mother's Day or something. At the end, the person asked me if I'd be willing to, I don't know. I don't know if it was a survey or it was a one. I was a lot nicer then to corporations. But I think it was just, I don't think I had to press a button and do a survey. Travelers. That's the word. I'm just like, I don't see the word passport. Anyway, they have the word visas. Well, that would be people coming in, probably. Let's push travelers. Passport processing. Thank you. Renew your passport. All right. Just that. That was unpleasant, that searching. So I'm going to take a break and go back to that in a minute. Um, so this is what giving in to ADHD life looks like. And I'm saying, while others might think it's harmful or quote unquote crazy, I'm saying that if I'm okay with it and I'm getting more done than I was before when I was like uptight, then why shouldn't I do it? And this morning I already talked about the fact that, oh boy, your favorite tone of voice, justification. I just came from a visit with other human beings and I was totally fine and normal. The only unnormal thing I did was push an old lady off the elevator. I didn't I didn't really do that in that way. I hope. I hope nobody sees it that way. But anyway, I'm being totally normal. Another thing that I think I'm going to do if I do this project of like broadcasting as much of my life as possible is keep my phone open, keep it up. That way, this never interferes with, uh, I don't remember, correct gently, but we're not a huge fan of using the word never and always and stuff, even though we're a huge user of those terms. So we're trying to reform. And yes, I am trying to do multiple things at the same time. And yes, that is difficult. Thinking is hard. Trademark or service mark. Just breathe. That's so often the answer, right? Breathe, think, allow yourself to think. Yeah. And then you remember. I was so panicked. I didn't know if this was with the laundry. No, this is the towel that you used for the ice pack. Being able to remember hmm, lots of details in my life feels good. I don't think that makes this towel dirty. I don't know, but we're deciding for the moment that ice pack towels are not dirty. You heard it here first, folks. Uh, so yeah, like I said, so the crazy thing is stuff like that. The crazy thing would be believing that I'm actually putting on a show and that people are watching. Um, I know some people will watch, do watch, are watching, and I respect them. What are you saying? Uh, I love them. I have a parasocial relationship with them, and maybe a real world social relationship with them if it is, if it feels good. So I'm getting texts from someone Okay, 1648, maybe come to my house. I responded, oh, it took me less than 5 minutes to answer, so I can wait. I need to eat. I'll probably eat dinner when I go to this friend's house. So, are you going to finish this point? What? Let me tell you.